Well, ladies and gentlemen, the brackets for the Owen Hart Cup Men's and Women's 2026 has been revealed. I have some thoughts, so let's talk about it. On the men's side of things, we have Will Ospreay versus Samoa Joe. They will face the winner of Mark Davis versus Jack Perry. Then we have Swerve Strickland versus Bandito. They will face the winner of Claudio Castagnoli versus Brody King. Now, the men's bracket is very, very storyline driven. We have Ospreay and Joe, as Joe has been trying to recruit Ospreay for the Ops. Mark Davis and Jack Perry, this is their third match. Davis just defeated Jack Perry to win the national championship. Swerve wants power, and he said he's coming for Bandito and the Ring of Honor World Championship. And Claudio and Brody King is the only match that doesn't really have any true story. It's just big meaty men slapping man meat, which I am perfectly fine with that. Now, everyone that has seen this bracket has made the same conclusion. The finals are going to be Ospreay and Swerve, as the finals will take place at Forbidden Door. And if you guys remember, I believe it was Forbidden Door 2024, featuring Swerve defeating Ospreay in the main event to retain the World Championship. So this would be a nice little callback 2 years later. But a lot of things could go down. Not to be dismissive, but the winner of Perry and Davis is kind of irrelevant because they're going to lose to either Joe or Ospreay. Same goes for Claudio. Actually, no, not for Claudio and Bandito, because you could have it go one of two ways: Swerve and Ospreay, or Ospreay and Claudio, seeing as how Claudio's in the Death Riders. Ospreay's been training with the Death Riders. Or even Swerve costing Brody the match. Maybe even Bandito versus Brody as a battle of friends. I still do think the finals will be Ospreay versus Swerve. And I think I'm going to take Ospreay to win the match to go on to All In to fight for the World Championship. The women's side of things, it's a totally different animal. So we have Persephone versus Stardom's Hazuki, Willow Nightingale versus Alex Windsor, Mina Shirakawa versus Athena, and Sky Blue versus Suri. The first thing that stands out is that Suri is in this tournament. One of the best wrestlers on the entire planet is randomly in the Owen Hart tournament. The second thing that stands out is there is no Mercedes Moné. Many of us assume that she will return in the Owen, win the Owen to win the Women's Championship. Now, she's not here. So, I think the women's bracket is a total and complete toss-up. There are multiple ways you can go with this. So, as much as I love Sky Blue, Suri's going to win the match. But here's the thing. It was just announced that Suri is injured, and we know Persephone's injured. Now, Tony Khan did say today that he's expecting Persephone and Suri's matches to kind of be the last two to give them time to heal up, which is fair. But if Suri can't go, that's where I think you put in Mercedes Moné. I think Athena's going to defeat Mina Shirakawa, and I am salivating at the thought of either Athena and Mercedes round 2 or Athena versus Suri. I think Persephone and Hazuki is also a toss-up because I think you kind of should showcase Hazuki, but you should also showcase Persephone. Willow Nightingale and Alex Windsor, that is the tricky one. Because for me, I'm going in with the mindset that Willow's making the finals to become the first ever 2-time winner. But remember, when you win the Owen, you get a shot at the championship, the world championship at All In. All In's back in London. Could we see something where Alex Windsor wins the tournament and Jamie Hayter wins the women's championship between now and All In to do Windsor versus Jamie instead of doing the Brawling Birds versus the Divine Dominion? I don't know. But I'm going to stay on the safe side, and I'm going to go with Willow Nightingale versus Willow's going to win, and she's either beating Athena or Sadie. I just don't know who. I still think Willow's winning. So those are my two winners: Willow Nightingale, Will Ospreay, fighting for their respective world championships at All In. Let's talk about it.